Welcome to this edition of Miles Ahead, and this time we're looking at Audi's RS Q8. Now, it's not subtle, it's not small, and I think it's the sort of car that you'll either know straight away if it's a bit of you or if it's not. But we shall judge it on its merits. So, as standard, the Audi RS Q8 costs £105,000, and the model tested here is the all-singing, all-dancing, full kit and caboodle Vorsprung edition, which retails at £120,000. So, as part of that, you get the usual light display that Audi comes with. So it comes with the black pack, so all the surrounds here are done. The upgraded wheels, so as standard it comes with 21-inch wheels. The model here, as you can see, these are 23-inch wheels, and if you have a poke through there, those are 17-inch 10-piston brake calipers. We'll get to them on the drive along, but this car does need its stopping ability because it's a 2.6 ton car before anyone's got inside it. So the wing mirrors come in black as well. Get the privacy glass at the back. You also get pillarless doors front and back as well, which is it makes it look really good. I think this is a really good looking car actually. So we'll come round to the back as well here. So it comes with quad exhausts at the back, so they're covered with the two tailpipes here. As you can see inside there's two exhausts sitting in there, and we'll just have a quick look in the boot as well while we're here. So as that opens up, the parcel shelf retracts electrically, which is very nice. So I think it's about 605 litres of space you get in here, so you know, loads and loads of room. There's a bit more extra storage under there as well. There's no spare wheel with this one, but you get the tyre inflator repair glue kit thing, so if you did run into any difficulties with these absolutely massive wheels, then you can repair them yourself. There's another loading trick in here as well. So there's these two buttons in the boot. So if I press that one, it lowers the boot, so it just makes it a little bit more accessible for getting things in and out of. Yeah, if you need that, then that's a good thing to have. Obviously it's electrically controlled tailgate. So let's have a look inside. So we'll start in the back of the Audi RS Q8, and as you can see, there's no shortage of space in here. Loads of headroom, loads of legroom, and the driver's seat is in my driving position and no complaints at all. You've got the privacy glass here, but if that's not enough, you get an optional sunblind that you can pull up as well, and you can also operate both windows in the back from here as well. So yeah, you know, it's a very comfortable place to be. You get a nice Alcantara headlining here, you get soft leather here, a bit more Alcantara down there, you get Bang & Olufsen speakers here, and also just behind you in the ceiling as well, which is really nice. Armrest has two cup holders inside it as well, so you've got coffee on the go, you can have that in there. And also the benches here slide forward and back, so if the 600 plus litres of boot space aren't quite enough, you can move these seats forwards to create a little bit more. And one final touch in the back here as well is you get individually heated seats, and you get your own climate control zone. So if you want to be a bit warmer or a bit cooler than everyone else in the car, you go for it. And you've also got two USB-C chargers down here and a 12-volt battery pack. So yeah, I mean, there's loads of room back here. You wouldn't feel compelled to win a game of shotgun if you were riding in a long distance in here. You'd be very happy back here. But let's see what it's like in front. So this is the driver's position of the Audi RS Q8, and I have to say it's very nice, very comfortable, very accessible, very easy to get to grips with in here. It's a classic Audi interface in here, which I really like, and everything just works brilliantly. It's also very configurable, so you can have the sat-nav on here, you can have it on here as well, and you can also have it on the heads-up display. That's really useful, and you get a bit of feedback from the pedals as well, because it recognises the speed limit zones that you're entering into as well, so it gives you a bit of guidance to try and help keep you the right side of the law. But yeah, you can scroll through all the different bits and pieces in here, and there's loads of different computers in here, from your sort of long and short term memory, your current trip and MPG, and you can also do things like lap timers and acceleration timers as well. So if you want to check out how fast you can do 0 to 60, you can measure it on that. Again, loads of Alcantara line steering wheel, it's Alcantara in the door linings, a bit of soft leather here, Alcantara up here, Alcantara on the gear lever, soft leather on here, and in here you get two more USB charging points, and there is a wireless charging plate for your mobile phone, although might lead your phone to overheat. Had that with a phone earlier. You've got your cup holders in here, so I've been keeping the key in there at the moment. You've got all your volume controls on here as well, and there's also the knobs down here for doing everything. The climate control stuff's really good as well, so you can ionise the air and you can spray a bit of perfume around as well. If any unwanted smells have entered the cabin, you can swiftly dispense of those via that functionality there. And it's also got all the parking sensors and cameras, and this car does have auto parking functionality as well. I mean, for a car this size, it's actually quite easy to park. You've got the four-wheel steering as well, and you get the 360-degree camera on there as well, and all of this sort of stuff, so it works really well. And it also gives you this rather good 3D camera, so you can spin round and view where you are from every angle, and you can also drive it like that, so it's a bit strange because it's a bit like driving in a computer game. But all in all, I really like the driving position in here. I mean, my only slight complaint is there perhaps too many buttons on the steering wheel here, so when you're driving a bit more aggressively around some of the corners, there is a tendency to accidentally press a couple of the buttons, but you know, that's not the end of the world. The cruise control stick is there, which also prevents you from driving with your knee. Not that you should be doing that, but yeah, all in all, really nice position up here. You get a nice high driving position. These seats are really comfortable, and they also come with massage functionality as well, so you can be hooning along at top speed whilst having your back gently massaged by the Audi RS Q8 seats. But anyway, let's see what it's like to drive. So, what's the Audi RS Q8 like to drive? Well, we'll start with the engine note. So it's a 4-litre twin turbocharged V8 producing 592 brake horsepower, and there's a lot of mass to shift here. It's a 2.6 tonne car, but it does 0 to 60 in just 3.8 seconds, which is absolutely remarkable for a car of its size. Now that might lead you to conclude that it's just a bit of a one-trick pony, that it's just a straight line drag racer, and that's all it's capable of in extreme speed in a straight line, and that's all there is to it. But I must admit, that's what I thought going into it, that's what I was expecting. But actually, it's a surprisingly agile, usable car. The torque vectoring works brilliantly, so if you're chucking it around through country roads and it starts to lose shape a bit, it makes sure that the power's always at the right wheel, so you can get on the power nice and early out of corners, and you can keep the throttle down, and you can just enjoy yourself in this car. I mean, it handles remarkably. I mean, as a feat of engineering, this car is, it's astonishing. It is absolutely astonishing. The straight line speed is phenomenal. The mid-range pickup is phenomenal, and the handling is phenomenal as well. And I mentioned the brakes and the walk around. There's the 17 inches at the front, and they do a remarkable job. I mean, they just bring it to standstill like that. So you can really, you can attack roads with genuine confidence in this thing, and you can get your family, dog, and all your luggage in the back as well. And it just ticks every box in that regard. But I suppose going back to the sort of preconception of what you'd have of an SUV, and particularly of a super SUV like this, you're going to know straight away if this car is for you or not just by looking at it, really. I mean, it's extreme in every sense. I mean, it's got real huge road presence, you can't help but notice it, and it is noticeably wider than a lot of other cars, and getting it down some roads and that are narrow, and you do start to feel the width of this car. And it's also incredibly long as well, and like I say, 2.6 tons, and you're flinging that about 0 to 60 in 3.8 seconds. There's an awful lot going on here, so it's quite excessive in so many respects. I mean, the fuel consumption, I've had it for a week now, and I get 17.1 mpg at the moment. One evening, was out, did have it in RS mode a bit, applying foot to throttle, and it was down at 13 mpg. So if you've got one of these, you are going to spend a bit of time at the petrol station. We reviewed the RS7 a couple of months ago. You can check that video out on our YouTube channel, and that's got the same 4-litre twin turbocharged V8 engine, and we were getting 19.5 to 20 mpg in that, so positively green by comparison. But if you're looking for an SUV, if an SUV is what you want, and you like that big car, and you want the presence, and you just want the comfort, you get the supreme ride quality. I mean, it's a little bit jarring for an SUV. I mean, for a normal car going over speed bumps and potholes and all that sort of stuff, I mean, it just glides over. By SUV standards, it is a little bit firm, but I mean, that's just one of the compromises you're going to get if you're getting an SUV in RS, guys. So there are one or two compromises like that, but all in all, if you want an SUV and you want it to hurtle to the horizon, and you want to car that just does everything. I mean, and this car is absolutely astonishing. And like I say, I mean, I've been really surprised at just how well it handles out on country roads. I mean, it feels genuinely nimble. It's not far off like the sensation you get when you're driving a hot hatch. I mean, it's remarkable for a car this size. But then, you know, it comes with remarkable features like that price tag. It is £120,000. You know, it's very expensive, but you're getting ride quality and comfort that's not a million miles off sort of Bentley levels. I mean, you've got massage seats in here, soft leather, you've got the Alcantara everywhere, and it's just a nice place to be. And as a feat of engineering, it's almost physics defying. It's like the automotive equivalent of the Bumblebee. I mean, it shouldn't really fly, but it does. I mean, this car shouldn't really do 0 to 60 in 3.8 seconds, but it does. I mean, believe me, it does. We've tried. And it's a really good, fun car. I mean, it lacks a bit of driver engagement. The steering's a little bit numb, and you don't get too much feedback for what's going on, but I think a lot of that is just down to the fact that it can just do whatever you throw at it. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and pretend to be an amazing racing driver or anything like that, because I'm not, and I haven't really ever felt that I've pushed this to anything close to its limits. So, I mean, really, you'd have to take it out on track. And I mean, if you're booking the track day down somewhere like Brands Hatch and you're an Audi RS Q8, you're going to get some funny looks when you turn up, but you are going to have a great time when you do as well. But yeah, all in all, I mean, it's an astonishing vehicle that is capable of doing what it can do. And yeah, I've been pleasantly surprised by it. Like I say, I was expecting it to be a bit of a one-trick pony, just lightning fast in a straight line, and you know, all blood and thunder. And actually, it does have a sure-footedness to its ride, and very composed out on country roads. And you know, it's very easy to get behind the wheel and drive. To stick it in D and away you go. And in comfort mode, it just relaxes down. The suspension's nice and soft. But if you want to unleash a bit of hell, can. It just picks up supremely well. So yeah, all in all, and I'm rambling on a bit now. I mean, I've been genuinely impressed with this. It's really quick, really agile, and you just get everything in it. But I mean, it's that SUV look and feel. I mean, you're going to know straight away if that's for you or not. But I mean, if you get the chance to drive one, I'm sure this would change your preconceptions about it as well. Hope you've enjoyed this video. We've got loads more coming up, so please hit like, please subscribe. We've got Porsche Macan Turbo review that might be live on the channel before I publish this one. We've got an Audi RS6 coming soon as well, so then we'll have the reviews of the RS7, RS Q8 and the RS6. We've got Caterham 7310R, we've got GR Yaris, I'm looking forward to that one, and we've got a Honda Civic Type R as well, and we've got an Aston Martin DBS Superleggera all lined up as well, and a Tesla Model 3. So yeah, we've got a good bit of variety coming up. Like I say, I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please subscribe so you don't miss any of the stuff that we're doing. Thanks.